The Social Studies Department at Osseo Senior High offers a wide variety of electives. I'm going to introduce and provide background on the following electives: Crime and Justice, LGBTQ Studies 1 and 2, and Race and Culture 1, 2, and Flex. Crime and Justice is an elective course. All of the elective courses in social studies can be taken and will be counted toward meeting the elective requirements for graduation. Crime and Justice is open to scholars in grades 9 through 12. During the course of the trimester, scholars will be investigating the following questions. How should society balance the rights for privacy and civil liberties with the need for public safety? How can we reimagine community policing solutions for safe and healthy communities? How does the criminal justice system in the United States perpetuate injustices? Topics to be studied during this trimester include justice, the criminal justice amendments, policing, punishment and corrections, and student choice topics. The next course I'm going to be talking about is LGBTQ studies. The Social Studies Department is proud to announce that during the 2021-2022 school year, for the very first time, LGBTQ studies will be offered. This is an elective course and is open to scholars in grades 9 through 12. The questions that scholars will be investigating during the course of this trimester include: where and how do we gain an understanding of ourselves? How are gender and sexuality socially constructed? How do we move away from seeing the world through a heteronormative lens? How do we create accepting and empowering spaces? Topics to be studied during this trimester include identity formation, intersecting identities, gender roles and gender identity, contemporary LGBTQ issues, and ally practices and activism. Scholars will also have an opportunity to take LGBTQ Studies 2. LGBTQ Studies 2 is an elective course open to scholars in grades 9 through 12, and the prerequisite is that scholars must first take LGBTQ Studies. In LGBTQ Studies 2, scholars will continue to expand their knowledge around intersectionality, so that is how gender, orientation, race, ethnicity, and class impact power and identity, and policy regarding LGBTQ individuals and communities. We will learn about these topics through problem and project-based learning experiences. The next set of classes that I will be introducing are our race and culture courses. Race and culture is an elective course, is open to scholars in grade 9 through 12. The essential questions that are covered in race and culture include: how do stories connect and sustain us? How does race, gender, and sexual orientation impact identity? Topics to be studied during the course of this trimester include racial identities, race, privilege, power, critical race theory, and ally practices and activism. Race and Culture 2 is also open to scholars in grades 9 through 12. The prerequisite is Race and Culture 1. Race and Culture 2 really is the action component to Race and Culture. So during the course of this trimester in Race and Culture 2, scholars will participate in YPAR, which is a Youth Participatory Action Research Project. Scholars will choose a system of oppression they would like to investigate. In this system of oppression, they are centering marginalized voices. They will investigate, they will interview, they will conduct surveys, they will do the research, and they will present to stakeholders a course of action to remedy the problem that they have investigated. And finally, Race and Culture 2 Flex is also open to scholars grades 9 through 12, but the prerequisite is Race and Culture 1 and 2. So Race and Culture 2 Flex is a continuation of Race and Culture 2. So we stay in the action part of Race and Culture and doing action research. The Flex component allows scholars to take this class more than once.